Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very intriguing news in regards to the brand new PlayStation 5, basically big competitor towards Xbox Game Pass. As you guys know, we've covered up a lot of this different type of stuff when it comes to the Project Spartacus, which is kind of like the code name of what it might actually go be. The name is always in the works, but it kind of seems like with the initial leaks and all the information, all that type of stuff should be kind of coming out here too as well. But we've kind of been seeing like the slow crawl of information. Basically, where we're seeing like some various different types of retailers getting rid of cars. We're seeing that in the PS Now. We're seeing past like generation technology being developed and all this stuff put together. But as of right now, there's even a little bit more leaks out here coming out too as well. And also a lot of this kind of stuff just seems very intriguing. So we have a lot of stuff to go talk about, a lot of things kind of bring on up. And as well, it's kind of just been a long-term thing. We've covered up a lot of this type of news together. So I'll give you guys maybe a really quick recap and then dive into the actual news itself. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Sign up for that Webull and Coinbase down below. Let's go dive on in. So as I mentioned really quickly, if you guys don't know what Project Spartacus is, it essentially is Sony's brand new updated combination of PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. As you guys know, PlayStation Now has not been the biggest success. It was a worthwhile trial, and there still actually is a few million folks that are subscribed to it, and that's essentially just the streaming service where you guys can essentially go and stream any of the other previous games. Although with the lack of like PlayStation 5 games on there and day one exclusives and all this type of stuff for these systems, they're just not overly utilized. I think a lot of people just have PS Plus, more so for multiplayer game. But with all this stuff, we've actually been seeing a lot of leaks in terms of Project Spartacus, which is essentially, at least from everything we've seen, a slightly not as good version of Xbox Game Pass. So we actually have a little bit more additional information I want to kind of bring out over here too as well. There's a few leaks over here from Jeff Grubb and other various things kind of tied that in. And as well, we kind of covered up a lot of this different type of news where it does seem like it's coming very soon. We saw up in Poland where they actually were doing types of video, basically video like previews. So think like an HBO type style thing. We've been seeing some anime rumors where it might have a combination with Funimation and Crunchyroll. We've been seeing other rumors too as well. We saw PlayStation Now cards both in America and EU finally being discontinued. So basically like those big retailers are not able to go and sell those gift cards. You guys know how they have like, Amazon gift cards and Chili's gift cards and all that type of stuff in stores. Those are now gone, especially in the EU and NA and all that type of stuff. So the leaks out here are kind of more so in regards to the pricing, what you get in the various prices and everything too as well. And of course, this is still kind of more on the speculation slash not 1,000,000% confirmed, because all this type of stuff can always be changed right before it comes out, etc. But when it comes to leaks, usually leaks kind of happen for a reason. There's usually a lot of basis for the leaks when they kind of come on out, if that kind of makes sense. So a lot of stuff to go talk about, a lot of cool things to see, and a lot of folks are also speculating it actually might be coming sooner rather than later. And I think I'd probably agree with that, because if they are kind of phasing out PS Now and that has a system with millions of folks in it, it would make a lot of sense on why it'd be coming out again and sooner, because you don't want to be displacing all those millions of subscribers into basically the free fall of nothing. You want to have a product, you want to have something cool, and especially now with the Xbox Game Pass getting so much attention with all the Activision acquisitions and everything, you kind of want something back with it. So a lot of stuff to go talk about for this one too as well. So the very first thing in terms of launch time, we are hearing rumors once again of another PlayStation event, like a really big PlayStation Plus, PlayStation, proper good event, like a lot of good news events, which would make a lot of sense, because until after Gran Turismo, there's basically no other games coming out until eventual God of War, which we still have not had official release days on as of yet. Although some people are maybe saying for June, some people are saying September, but all we know is it's coming sometime throughout this year. But we don't have the official date. So obviously Sony needs to have a very good official release with it, and same with PSVR 2, where we don't have the official date. So a lot of folks right now are basically waiting for that really big Sony event that's not indies or like one game focus. They're waiting for that. And a lot of folks are now thinking on the combination these next 1 or 2 months that we'll be having a huge massive event with all that stuff put together, and the also release of Project Spartacus. So basically all this, when it comes to all the leaks itself, it kind of seems like it's going down to 3 different price points, which is kind of somewhat similar to the Xbox Game Pass too as well, where we do also have, how for Xbox Game Pass, you have the normal Xbox Game Pass, you have extra additional things with like EA and other accesses too as well tied on in. So for this is all the kind of leaks coming out here too, as well as we gave credit for before, basically saying there's 3 major big differences. We have the Essential, which is like the basic thing, Extra, which is the mid-tier, and Premium too as well. Pricing is always kind of up in the air when it comes to this type of stuff, and I feel like it'd probably more, once again, be very focused on the Xbox Game Pass pricing, Because if you already have a competitor, that's the one nice perk of being the part 2 is you can kind of go and see what works, what people like, and what they dislike, and also kind of use it as a comparison with your own thing with PS Now and PS Plus. Or they're expecting maybe a $10 for the baseline, which would kind of line up pretty well for PlayStation Plus, maybe a better long-term deal, as well as also maybe like, like just kind of somewhat discounts if you get like bigger or in certain seasons, etc., etc. $13 for the extra and $16 for premium. So basically all that type of stuff, it's very, very like tied when it comes to Xbox Series X. It seems extremely close, and I'd probably grant that too as well. Because like if like I said, if you could have Microsoft setting the price point for it, you could probably follow it pretty well. So what do you kind of go get for all these different things? When it comes to the premium, it does kind of seem like they might be pushing more for that trial system, where we actually have also seen once again leaked in other various regions, where you essentially have like a 5 or 10 like hour trial to go check out various games. And that'll probably maybe include day 1 games, such as PS5 games, think like Horizon, think other various games. And then ideally would let you go and have a chance to see if you want to buy it. And if you did, you'd have a chance, well, obviously go and buy it, make money off it all the top so as well. And on top of that too, we also saw other various things because it's all over the place. So because there's still a lot of things that are being tested. So it also kind of ties into maybe anime subscriptions, maybe for the biggest premium package. As you guys know, Sony does have a nice combination of Funimation and Crunchyroll, which would also lead to a very good anime subscription, or maybe have that tied on in with a more premium package, which I would personally pay for myself. That's also an option. Same true with all the other various TV shows, and ties on in maybe their own central show host, which we've covered before on the channel itself. And as well, some other various things too. We also have maybe the potential for the extra, maybe more so in regards to the streaming service. Now, this is kind of just my own thoughts on this, but I can maybe go and see that because PS Now is essentially a extra service as of right now. PS Plus is what most people have. Only a few folks have PS Now, which is a streaming service. I'd probably put that more on the extra side, around that $13 price point, because it basically go play all the old school games, PS2, 3, 4 games, etc., etc. I think it's going to be my expectation. That's going to be my guess, especially when they want to go push for more cloud streaming. Although, once again, I think that might be somewhat of a failure unless they go and have a lot more day 1 games or more proper exclusives, and they probably have to go and yoink those a lot from Xbox Game Pass too as well. At least in my opinion too. On top of that too, so you can basically all like the game trials and classic games, etc., etc. I'm probably just going to assume the very baseline is going to be on the just essential is what we have right now for PlayStation Plus. We're not getting the extra things of like the game streams or the retro games or console stuff or trials or all that stuff. You basically just have, you just want to play your games, you want to buy your games, you don't have to worry about where trials or other various stuff as well. So I can kind of see it. Like I also maybe go see an extra thing where more so maybe like game options, how we had that really big PlayStation 4 like essential thing, where a lot of people are utilizing for the PS5 when they first got it. Like they had a chance to download those and check them out for cheaper and utilize like the various PS Plus and PS Now, so they actually go get those games and check out those games. We can maybe see a somewhat similar feature maybe for the PlayStation Extra or PlayStation Premium, for lack of better terms, and basically let people go and utilize that. So there's a lot of options because it's not fully out yet, but a lot of these little bits and pieces have been being leaked out throughout these past few months. So it's kind of like, you at some point just have to see it, and at some point it's almost out there, and at some point you just have to wait for Sony to go and actually find it, if that makes sense. So you can basically have a chance to go have downloadable game catalogs. You can basically just have your own catalog for your own very, very baseline side, or you can pay extra money for other various things. And I think some of the also features too as well might be also including things like maybe even access for like EA, so other various games, kind of how Xbox does. And as well, there's also the rumors still floating around from other various sources, kind of maybe combining it with, say, Ubisoft, or maybe Ubisoft out there might be having like a Uplay Plus, Uplus mixed on in, EA or something like things like Battlefield or FIFA, maybe tied in for more of the premium package, and they just maybe will get a cut. It's a lot of various other things that are somewhat slowly being leaked on out and rumored, but it would probably make a lot more sense. Especially as we've also seen Microsoft with their Microsoft Game Pass also have the similar features where they can have various stages, and having EA, like, and also like say Ubisoft, where they had their Tom Clancy's Extraction also available day 1 on it. So a lot of this stuff kind of makes sense, although it's not fully out there, but it does seem like the tiered system's pretty big, with more extra features tied on all those sides. Very, very intriguing too as well. And of course, as well, I'm sure they're probably going to maintain and keep up the PlayStation Plus like once a month games too on top of that in general. So it kind of can go either way. We're still waiting for the very fine-tuned features, but it does seem like that's like the overall leakage, where, let me kind of reiterate it really quickly. PlayStation Essentials, kind of pretty much what PlayStation Plus is right now. PlayStation Extra, possibly including more on just the pure streaming and interplacing that for PlayStation Now. And then on top of that, maybe more game and game downloads and also previous game generations. And then maybe like the PlayStation Extreme, maybe more tied into with like game trials, extra features, maybe Funimation and Crunchyroll. And on top of that, maybe more connections with Ubisoft or EA to have a chance to go and stream their games, like we saw how Xbox has already. So this is all pretty much in the works. It's been like teased out and talked about for months upon months upon months. And at this point, I just want to see it happen because I just want to know the full-on feature, the price points, and see if it actually can go and beat the Xbox Game Pass. Because I'm sure, as you guys all know, Xbox Game Pass is a very, very phenomenal offer. And the one big thing is always day one exclusives for their PC and Xbox games, such as, Forza, and also when it comes to also Halo. So if we could have that happen on the PlayStation and Sony, at that point, I'd be happy with it. All the other little kind of bloatware features, I'm on the middle. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. Sign up for Weevil. Deposit $1, get a bunch of free stock, free money, same with that Coinbase too as well. And I appreciate you guys so much for watching, for hanging, for chilling. You guys are all beautiful, and I'll see you guys up on the next one too as well later on throughout today. Love you guys.